focus on, so you can be not only active on social media but actually effective when it comes to building your customer base, when it comes to attracting new team members, and really not feeling salesy. Okay, let's just keep it at that. So I'm excited you're here. Hello and welcome. In case we've met before, my name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com. I'm coming live to you over here from Europe, from Austria today in Linz, and I hope that you're not shy and you're willing to say hi to me as well if you're joining me live or later on the replay, and drop me down below as well where you're tuning in from, okay, because I'm looking forward to know that about you and have a little chit chat with you later on. And I love helping serious networkers like yourself create traction, leverage, and a flow for yourself, but also for your team, okay? And doing so, leveraging modern social marketing strategies. I'm all about that. And drop me a heart if you've ever felt like social media, is that really worth my while? Is it not really like a waste of my time? Do you find yourself often in the scroll hole, so you feel you're active on social media, you're doing things, but maybe they're not as effective as you want them to be, right? Maybe you're just not sure what to do or what to start with, really, or what to focus on. That's what I'm going to be talking about, 3 things, right? And at the end of the day, you might end up thinking, well, you know what, social media isn't working, maybe even the business isn't working, and you're nowhere nearer to what it is you actually got into the business for in the first place, okay? So let me know whether that's ever been you, or whether you have team members who might be at this stage, okay? And if so, might be a good idea to watch this video along with them. Okay, so let me ask you this: how would it feel for you if you were truly effective on social media rather than just active in the scrolling, right? And also you wouldn't be on your phone 24/7, because I know that was definitely me not so long ago, and to me that was not the life I wanted to have, okay? So let me know whether you can relate to this. So here's my step number 1 that I would recommend that you focus on if you want to move from being active on social media to getting effective, okay? Number 1 is be consistent. And this might not be very, sexy, but it is really important to not just have like, do some challenges are great to get started on social, don't get me wrong, right? But there's this thing of, I'm going to put in a lot of work into my social media channels, right? And then I kind of like walk away from it because all of a sudden maybe the challenge has ended. Maybe now I no longer really know what to do. Nobody's telling me, what to talk about on my social media all of a sudden, say if you started in a challenge, right? That kind of thing. But you always want to remain front of mind for your perfect prospects, for your audience, or they're going to move on to somebody else. And then when all of a sudden, you've had enough of a break, maybe after a week, a month, longer even, and you start doing your live video again, you start posting again, you start doing your stories again, it takes really a lot of time, because really it's like restarting from scratch, right? And all the hard work that you've already put in, I'm not going to say it's gone to waste, but it wasn't as effective as it would have been if you'd found a strategy for yourself to stay consistent in your efforts on social media. Okay, so, and what you also want to create is you want to create that excitement in your audience of, okay, what is she going to talk about today? What am I going to be learning from her today? Okay, that's what you want to create for yourself. Okay, come to creating content with a, oh, what might I be talking about today that might be of value to my perfect prospect, okay, to the people you want to serve. That's so powerful, right? And also create that excitement that, oh, I wonder what she's going to be talking about in your audience as well, okay? You want to create content that helps your perfect prospects. Now there's 4 categories that, or like it's a filter, it's a 4-step filter that I like to put all my content ideas through before I actually post them, okay? And these are, is it inspiring, or is it going to help my perfect prospect dream a little bit? Is it going to put a smile on their face? Is it going to motivate them? Is it going to entertain them maybe a little bit, if that's in your personality as well? And is it something that they're gonna walk away from, that's gonna like be a helpful tip, something that they can implement, right? Okay, so this is like my personal filter. Let me know if that makes sense. And then also, you want to let them into your world a little bit. You want to get to know them, or want to let them get to know you a little bit better by the content that you put out, right? And to me, the fastest way is showing up on a video like this, right? Because it's nearly like the two of us having a conversation right now, right? So you want to think about, what might you do? What sort of video might you be able to do on a consistent basis, right? That might allow people to get to know you, like you, and trust you over time, right? It does take a little bit of time. It's just normal. It's what it is, right? And for me, the fastest way to do that is doing live video, doing stories, reels if you're on Instagram, TikTok, right? All those good things, and having a good mix. Now, if you want to dive deeper into that, because obviously I can't do everything on this video, I'm creating a social media magnet course. Where we're going to be working together. We're going to be co-creating this. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. Okay, over the course of 5 weeks, we're going to work together 2 times a week for 1 hour. In the first hour of the week, I'm going to be teaching you about, how to become and create that social media magnet for yourself. And the other hour of the week, we're going to have a Q&A, so you have time to implement, and then we can really dive in and really see, okay, what's maybe a tweak that you might still want to do, so you're getting even more traction, you're getting even more effective with your social media magnet. Makes sense? So drop course down below if that's something that you resonate with. But let's continue here with my tip number 2. Okay, so now 1 is be consistent. Find a mix that's going to be intriguing, interesting for yourself and for your audience. Step number 2 is create and grow an audience of your perfect prospects. Because I don't know about you, but trying to sell veal to a vegetarian is a hard business. Okay, who wants to do that, really? Good evening to you, Tammy. It's lovely to see you on live. It's lunchtime for me, right? So I get a lot of people tell me, yeah, what I do is I have suggested friends, right? Or I have suggested contacts, and I just friend them, and that's what I do. And isn't it amazing? Yeah, if they are your perfect prospects. So I would strongly recommend that you take the few seconds it's going to take you to really check these people's personal profiles out to get a feel for them, right? Maybe you're in the health and wellness space like I am. And maybe these people, for whatever reason, right? Often they're friends of friends of friends. That's how Facebook, at least, and Instagram put people in front of us to get in touch with, right? To grow our audience, which is awesome. But maybe this person is into jewelry, right? She or he might also be interested in health and wellness, but it's not that much of a match. Makes sense? Same with finances, with travel. There's nothing wrong, okay? Nothing wrong with these things, but just think about, okay, is this somebody I have things in common? Or what things might I find to have in common with somebody on their personal profile, okay? So when you do want to work with the suggested and contacts and friends, cool, but please have a look at them. And the most important part is, apart from having something in common, is do you like what you see? Is this somebody that you gel with, that you would want to have as a customer, that you want to have on your team, right? Because you are going to spend time with these people, so you might as well cherry pick the ones you would like to have in your circle, in your inner circle, in your life. I hope this makes sense. If it does, tap the heart button. And yes, step number 3 is have conversations. Your content at best is going to start the conversation, but you still need to have them. Now, honestly, when I got onto social media, I was a little bit hopeful, because back in the day I was a very shy deer from the Bavarian forest, and I was really scared of actually talking to strangers, right? Let me know whether you can relate to that. And thanks for dropping. Makes sense, Tammy. Appreciate that, right? And I thought, oh, but if I build my business on social media, I won't have to talk to people anymore. Let me know whether you can relate. Okay, it's okay. So here's what happened. I understood that, well, that's really, really not the case. Okay. Yes, some people might enroll their team and their customers through funnels and never ever talk to them. Me, I prefer to do that, because as I was saying before, right, we do spend time with these people on team trainings, on events, right? So you want to know them. And for me, social media solves the number 1 major problem that everybody in networking faces sooner or later, which is, pardon me, and if you have an idea what it might be, drop it down below while I still a little coffee here over there, sorry, right? It is, who do I talk to today? Where do I find new people to talk to have a conversation with? And that is what social media and your content and becoming a social media magnet can solve for you, right? But it won't, for most of us, it won't solve, oh, I need to talk to them. Yes, you do. And that's a good thing, isn't it? I mean, I've come to love having conversations and hopping on Zoom calls with people, right? But they used to scare me so much, right? So that's just something that you want to, you know, really remember. So when you do have people like myself with Tammy right now, right, who trusts me enough to leave a public comment, right? I'm now, obviously, once this video is done, I'm going to engage with her back in the comments. And then I'm going to take that conversation into Messenger. Looking forward to doing that, Tammy, right? And then in Messenger, you don't want to stay stuck in the friend zone forever. If you want to be not just actively having a conversation with everybody all the time, not really getting anywhere, you can really get stuck in the friend zone. This has definitely happened to me. Tammy, I'm not sure whether this is something that you're aware of or that's ever happened to you. If so, drop your experience if you wish, right? Because I would, you know, we would chat forever about family and friends and life in general and what's going on and what's happening and all these good things. But at some point, I wanted to bring up like my products or my business, and when I did it a little bit clumsily, I guess, right? And people didn't necessarily appreciate that, because now they had that feeling, okay, well, she's friended me and we've had this amazing conversation only for her to pitch me in the end. Let me know whether this makes sense, right? So I've come to learn to not stay stuck in the friend zone, but really get strategic and effective in my conversations. I'm here to build a business. I'm here to help people. Okay, you know what I mean? Thanks for putting that, Tammy. Yeah, I think many of us do, right? It's just what happens. So what you want to get good at and think about is, what might some questions be that you can ask in Messenger, so the person is going to reveal to you whether they are struggling with ABC and whether they are looking for a solution. And if so, and you have a solution to ABC, then you can say something along the lines, hey, I might be able to help you with this. For example, would you be open to hop on a quick Zoom so we can see whether what I'm thinking of might be a good fit for you, right? To me, that's not salesy. To me, that's being a consultant, that's being helpful, okay? And that's completely different to what keeps on happening to me is I accept friend requests and bam, there's my sign up link, right? Or I leave a meaningful comment on somebody's post or video and bam, here's, you know, awesome, you must be suffering from XYZ, right? And here's where you get your remedy, right? I mean, it's completely against everything that's regulated, that you know, the FTC wants us to do and all these good things, right? So just to recap, 3 steps to move from being active on social media and on your phone all the time to getting effective. Number 1 is be consistent. Find a strategy. Drop course down below if you want to become a social media magnet, right? And do that over a course of 5 weeks and have a deep dive into that. So you'll know afterwards who your perfect prospect is, how you can attract them, and what you're going to post as well, right? To always keep on starting new conversations with new people, okay? Number 2, create and grow that audience of perfect prospects. So you're not trying to sell veal to vegetarians, but you are the consultant, the person people like to come back because they know you're going to give them value and something tangible that they can do. And number 3 is dare to have the conversation and let your content start them without jumping on people, but also in Messenger, being a person of value, a person people like to be having a conversation with, okay? Tammy, I get that a lot, pitching their business onto you, yeah, before they even know anything about you. I can so relate, Tammy. And I mean, how does it make you feel? I mean, for me, it's just, I used to get very annoyed and frustrated, I'm going to be honest. And now I've actually found a way for me to give them compassion and offer them and get curious about them and really see how it makes them feel. And if that is a problem that they want to solve, I actually invite them into my world, right? Because there is a different way. And I know that many people are just being taught They're taught that this is the way to build a business. And I can't tell you how passionate I am about changing that frame of mindset, because it's just not the only way. It is a way, some people might find success in it. I never did. To me, it felt very salesy, and I don't like to be on the receiving end of these messages. And so I really love helping people see a different way for themselves. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you're like, okay, well, you know what, that actually sounds good. That social media magna course, working 2 hours a week and getting really clear on who you are, what you stand for, how to create video content, the different forms, right? Also on different platforms, and really get strategic and effective about that. If that's something for you, drop course down below, and I'm more than happy to send you over the details. So thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. Time for you to take action